So let's go over this. Oh, and by the way, Mr. E sent out an email that we are not to go to lunch early anymore. He sent it out to everybody. So there we are. All right. I guess not all the teachers are making sure that their kids were done with their work.
No, Mad Dog was in a bad mood this year. No,
Who's Mad Dog? Oh,
No, I think it's
she's really nice.
I know. She's nice. She was just in a real bad mood.
I think
Oh,
it's
okay.
the janitor that likes to lurk around hallway corners to catch kids doing something they're not supposed to be doing.
I don't know. Let's just worry about this. Okay, so what's the slope of this equation? -2. Okay. All right. We'll come back to the x-intercept. What's the y-intercept? -4. Okay. Now, have y'all done much work with the calculators? Okay, so we're going to add some calculator skills to this. Okay, so knowing these two bits of information, I guess I should have said B equals, we can graph our equation, right? So we go -4 and we go down 2, right 1, up 2, left 1, up 2, left 1. So there's our line. Now, what's our x-intercept? If the y-intercept is where the line crosses the y-axis, exactly, the x-intercept is where the line crosses the x-axis, which is at 2. Okay, now there's not a letter like B to say that, but our x-intercept is 2. But let's convert these two to points, okay? Because these really are points on the graph, right? What?
Okay, how is our x-intercept 2?
Right here, it crosses the x-axis. Oh, -2. Sorry, -2. Okay. Now, so what are the coordinates of the x-intercept?
-2.
There you go. What are the coordinates of our y-intercept? 0, -4. Now, this 0 is never going to change on any x-intercept. This 0 is never going to change on any y-intercept. Okay, so we filled in everything but the table. Now we could go through and we can say, okay, -3, 2, and -2, 0, and -1, -2, and 0, -4, and then we could do 1 and -5, right? Yes, ma'am.
You have to have it like in order or can conduct it.
It's best to have it in order on the table, but if it's not, I'm not going to fuss about it right now. So it's not worth erasing everything. But here's the cool thing. Everybody grab your calculator. That's it. And because we're starting to get ready for the STAR test, I want to make sure that your calculator skills are up to snuff, because I haven't really focused on it because I want you to learn how to do it by hand first. All right, so the first thing you do is you go to y equals. Well, turn it on would help. Okay, and get out of whatever. To get out of anything, you hit second mode or quit, and it gets you out of it. So go to y equals. Okay, and if there's anything in there, clear it out. And what you do is you put in your equation. So use the negative button down by the decimal, -2. The x is right here by the green alpha button. Let me get that angled so it's not there. Okay, so x, and then -4. Okay, now look right here on the lower left right-hand corner of the screen, hit graph. Bottom. Okay, now here's the other really cool thing, is that hit second and hit graph again. And look, second button is blue, and in blue above the graph button it says table. It gives you all the tables, so you don't even have to pull the points off the picture. Okay? Now, what I want you to do is I want you to get a clean sheet of paper, and I want you to write these steps down. Okay? So that you can have it as a reference.
We have have one question then.
Yes,
This paper, that we did yesterday, where's that full?
goes in homework classwork. Okay, so to graph on the calculator, you push the y equals button and you put in your equation. Okay, after the equation is in, you push the graph button. And that's going to give you the picture of the graph. And then if you need the table, you hit second graph, and I put /table because second's blue and table's blue. Okay, and that's going to give you the table of values for the equation that you put in there. And you can do it for multiple equations at the same time. You just have to be careful that you're pulling off the right thing. Okay, so this is your process for being able to graph on the calculator. Now, I also want you to note, and we just talked about it, that's why we turned the x and the y-intercept into points. Okay, when you're looking at the table, okay, look for where x equals 0, and that's the y-intercept. And then you look for where y equals 0, and that is your x-intercept. Okay? Now, okay, down here at the bottom, I don't know if I've told you or not, this is the time of year that calculators become really important to my upper level classes. If you have an Android phone, there is an app called Wabbit, like Basically Wabbit, Emu, and that will give you a TI 84 or 83 or whatever. It gives you a choice of different ones that you can download. Okay, there is one for iPhones, but I do not know what that one is. Okay, what is it?
No, I found the Android.
Oh, okay. So if you have an iPhone, you'll have to search the Play Store for calculators, and you want the one that's the TI calculator. It came out just the last couple of years. Yes, ma'am.
You can download PhotoMath. There's a calculator you can use on it. It's like has everything in it.
Okay. I don't like PhotoMath because too many kids cheat with it, to be perfectly honest. This calculator, if I walk by and I see you have the TI calculator on your phone, I'm not going to fuss at you. Okay, technically your phone should be in the box, but I don't have to worry about that with y'all. Okay, so does everybody have that? All right, now, so let's just kind of plow through this. And you can check your answers and so forth. So we've got a slope of 1/2, and we have a y-intercept of -1. Well, that's enough to graph. So we go up 1, right 2, up 1, right 2. Okay, so here's my graph. I can now pull my x-intercept. Okay, I'm going to say add your points with the x and the y-intercept. Go on and change it to that so that you can start thinking about them in terms of a point. My x-intercept is 2, 0.
How did that -1, how did that +1 change to a negative?
+1. Where?
I wrote that.
Okay, very good. So I've been putting the wrong sign every day, a lot today, so it wouldn't have surprised me if it was me. All right, now knowing the slope and the y-intercept, the equation is super easy. 1/2 x minus 1. We're done. Okay, and you can pull your points here. So I've got 0, 2, 0, 1, 2. And not all of these are nice, neat points. And really on the table, you want the nice, neat points. -1, so 2, 0. So having done that, I hope. Looks like my batteries are dying. That's the wrong equation. Anyway, -2. So 1, 2, 1. It should have been right there. Negative 2 is negative 2. And negative 4 is 1, 2, 3, negative 3. And then 2, 0, and then 4, 1. So there's nice neat points. Okay, so x-intercept is negative 3, 0. Y-intercept is 0, 2. Okay, so really I could graph my line from that, but I can also find my slope from that. Okay, so we would have 2 minus 0 and 0 minus a negative 3. So it's 2/3. So our equation is 2/3 x plus 2. And our slope is 2/3. Thirds, can't write it. Okay, so 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 2, 1, 2, 3. So here's our line. Okay, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so negative 6, negative 2, negative 3, 0, 0, 2, 3, 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, so 6, 6. There we are. Any questions?
How did you get 2/3?
2/3. Okay, so I did 2 minus 0 over 0 minus a negative 3. Okay, so I used the 2 points that the x and the y-intercept were. Okay, if it only has a y, it only touches the y-axis, and it's going to touch it at negative 3. So that means my line is horizontal. What is the slope of a horizontal line? M equals 0. What is the y-intercept? B equals negative 3, which is 0, comma, negative 3. Is there an x-intercept? No, none. Okay, so then we can choose any of these points. So I'm just going to stick my 0, negative 3 in the middle, and y is always negative 3 on these. So I can do negative 5, negative 2, I don't know, 3 and 5. You can choose whatever you want there. Does that make sense? Okay. So we flip over. Is this making sense, Sean? Is this making sense?
I already know this.
Okay. All right.
I just been working on it.
Okay, that's fine. So x equals negative, or x equals 4. If it only has an x, it only touches x, and it touches it at 4. Which way does our line go? Vertical, good. This way was correct. Okay, so my x values never change. So 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Okay, and I can put in whatever I want. I can put in, I don't know, negative 5, negative 1, 2, 3, and 5. Okay. Y-intercept.
0. Right?
It crosses right here.
Oh, wait. So none?
None. There you go. Okay, x-intercept. It's 4, so that's 4, comma 0. Okay, the slope of a vertical line? Undefined. Okay, so we're done with that one. All right, the line containing these 2 points. All right, so we're going to jump straight into slope. So we'll have negative 2 minus 6 over 2 minus a negative 2. So our slope is negative 8 over 4, which is negative 2. Okay, our y-intercept we'll do, which point do you want to use?
-2, 6.
Okay. So for the y-intercept, we've got 6 equals -2 times -2 plus b. So that's -4, so I have to add 4. So 10 is b. All right, so b equals 10, which means 0, 10. This one's not going to graph real well on here, is it?
I got it.
Did I do something wrong?
I got to. I put.
Positive 4, you have to subtract 4. You're right. You're right. My bad. Sorry. That's a positive 4, so we have to subtract 4. So 2. All right. So now that I've got that, let's change that also. So y equals -2x plus 2. All right. I can graph plus 2 down to right 1. So there's my line. My x-intercept is at 1, so that's 1, 0. And you can either put it in the calculator or pull your points off of here. -1, 4, 2, nope, 2 goes there, 0, 2, 1, 0, 2, -2, and 3, -4. There we go. Okay. So on this one, they gave us the table. All right, so we plot our points. Okay, so -2, 9. Well, that one's not super helpful. -1, 6. 0, 3. 1, 0. And 2, -3. Okay, so here's our line. Now, you can pull your x and y intercepts off the graph, or you can pull them right here. This one is your y-intercept. This one is your x-intercept. So either way, and we can either get our slope from the line or from the table, but it's -1, 2, 3, 1, -3, right? So our equation, -3x plus 3. Everybody good? Does anybody have a question? Okay, the last one, they gave us the line. So my y-intercept is 1. My x-intercept is -1. So those are 2 points that we could use to get our slope. So 1 minus 0 over 0 minus a -1. So our slope is 1. So our equation is x plus 1. And then for the table, -2, -1, -1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, and 2, 3. You can pull any of the points you want off there. Any questions? Okay. Now, so put that in your homework/classwork. And let's see here. So we're gonna start looking at some transformations here.
The one that had the seizure on the board?
Oh, I forgot to punch those.
She's your point guard, so they're putting Emily Phillips on. And Miss Hudson said that not.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. What's your bag?
I mean, if she fouls out Emily, so you get us to the owner. Then you'll say because that's the girl. No, because we don't have any steps. Chris said earlier that Jason now. If Louise are going up, she has to come out. Because then she's trying to cross search for the Emily Phillips.
She's like,
Yeah, she said.
Okay, now, so this is mainly a calculator worksheet. Yeah, I'll pass the hole punch around and punch these. So I forgot to punch them.
And the bottom's not on it.
Oh, it's not?
I emptied it out.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I had this, we're gonna put this, my semester review.
Oh, yeah,
I put that one.
That was last semester. So if you want to, you can put all that, I'd put it aside in another folder somewhere. I wouldn't throw it out.
So I put like behind the notes.
That'll work.
I'm gonna throw it all.
I'll put this one.
I'll put it back on. Grab the. This is last for. That's not even. You come get it, or I'll pass it up. Then I'll pass it up.
Now,
What it hopes, and how many more minutes do you want? 3. Put it forward. You gotta put it forward.
stop that.
Okay.
So then you have to